A lot of people think that their story's not relevant. A lot of people think I've got nothing interesting to say. I'm thinking, okay, there's a dozen people in this room who are all listening to me, and I think, well, I've got nothing interesting to say, I just do social media. What I do is I document over create, and I story tell people's journeys, people's brands. You can all do this.
And you've been hanging around for some time now. And ooh, been telling my friends how you're the class clown. I'm just now realizing I ain't coming
What
around to the
does Ruby like? Ruby likes Kiss, doesn't she? How about this, Rubes? Do you like Rag and Bone Man? About you. About you.
You should be documenting your life, your journey, whatever you do, especially if you've got a mobile phone. And storytelling, the process for it, and the phrase that's used in social media is document over create, because you could spend all day making lovely images, getting a backdrop. You know, I picked this particular backdrop because the windows are quite nice, but I'm actually going against the grain with actually I'm recording into the sunlight. You know, and I know you'll be like, but it's actually, for social video, you can get away with it. So, and I use an app on here called Filmic Pro. What I'm going to suggest to everybody in this room, if you've got a mobile phone, you should be taking it with you to every meeting you've got, with a very small little tripod, which we kind of plug it on, stick it in a corner, and just record what you're doing. There's many reasons for that. The first one is obviously you've got video documentation that you might be able to take a piece away from. There's various apps that I can tell you about where you can edit on the fly and you can put a piece onto your Facebook page, because you might have a really, really good meeting with somebody. You might have these nuggets of information. I have them in the car all the time. So I'm driving, might someone sat next to me, or to a meeting and there's something's going on, and I literally press a button on my phone because that links to the GoPro that's on the windscreen and it just records everything that's going on in the car. And that's part of one of those video shows that we have going on. But if you've got your mobile phone and you're just recording some content, the next thing you've got is you've got audio. So it might be that you've sat there with someone for an hour, you've hated the way you've looked, and you, oh my god, the lighting's really bad, I've got a bad hair day, you know, I'm not brushing a beard, all that stuff. And then what happens is, but you've had a really fantastic conversation, you think, okay, how can I use that piece of value? And there's a strategy that we use, and what we do is we use video as our top tier, and then we break it down to different segments. So every time we're doing a piece of content with a client, we make sure we've got some video footage of it. We want a video of that entire process with it. So it might be the fact that I just picked something and shove it in the corner, out of the way. But we're documenting everything we've got, because we can take snippets from it and use them as pictures. We might have, it might be a quote that someone said that'd be really good for your brand, it might be good for your part of your message. So what we'll do is, on our strategy, and I can give you all a PDF to it, video everything. Video as much as you can, because then what you're doing is you're just taking all the content in, and you're taking all of your ideas in. You've got a chance to review it later on, and then what you can do is from that video, you can then write a blog post. You can just sit there and you can reword what you've got. You can just, or there's a fantastic app called rev.com. Definitely take a note. So what you can do is you can send your video, you can upload the video from your phone onto the app, you can send it to Rev, and they charge you $1 a minute to transcribe it. So if you've done 10 minutes of video, and at the rate of knots that I speak, I can get 18,000 words in 10 minutes. That's a blog post. So what they do is I send that off to them, they send that back to me usually within about 6 hours. I then look at it, make sure it's all right. If it's not, I just pull it out with a few lines, ditch a bit, add a bit more in, make sure I've got the right images, a few backlinks to what I've talked about. There's my blog, and I've done nothing other than talk. So video first, strip it back to a blog post. And if you've done, say, 10 minutes of audio like I have, okay, you've got your video to supplement the blog, which always ranks well on Google, this man will tell you. Then what you've got a nice blog post, and if it's written in a way that you speak, you get so much more from it, and people will relate. Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent, he's going to call them videos, that's great, very good. So if you write in the way you speak, people are going to relate to you.
Yeah.
So you've got your video, you've got your nice blog post, then what you've got is you can go into your video, you can put it into a piece of editing software. I'm an Apple geek, so for me it would be GarageBand. You can pop it in there, you can pull the audio, and it's a podcast. It doesn't have to be long, it can be 5 minutes, 10 minutes, it could be as long as you want it to be, but then you've got another piece of content. Because all of your audiences on social media they're going to take their content in different ways. I love a podcast, I put it on the car and I drive, and I'm taking in information. or if I'm in the office and might have a TED talk on in the background and I'm doing something. It's just, so many different people are taking in different ways of taking in their content. So you've got your video, you've got your blog, you've then got a podcast, but what you then can do is you can take your blog post and you can just look at how that would, look at a sentence and see if it's right for a tweet, copy it, paste it to a spreadsheet. And as you're doing that, what you've then got is you've got 25 tweets comfortably out of a 500 word blog post. And if they're nuggets, gems, if they're pieces of just maybe a witty one-liner that you can link back to the blog post, you've got all of this on your phone. You don't have to schedule it, you don't have to go into anything tech, you just literally copy and paste it into a spreadsheet, you just put it on your phone, I'm going to use that, I'm going to put it out. So you can manage your social on the fly by yourself, you don't have to hire anyone like us. But then what you've got is, from that blog post, you can take a chunk out of it and you can put it onto Facebook posts, because one of the real things that's working at the moment is long-form Facebook and long-form Instagram posts. So if you've got a couple of paragraphs that suit a nice image, that you've got a fantastic photographer doing some pictures for you, which I will tap them up for some of these photos later on. I've then got photography, I've got a video, I've got a blog post, I've got audio for a podcast, and then I've got a bank of tweets, I've got a bank of Facebook posts, all from one piece of content. And that's the strategy behind it, is not making it too difficult for yourself. So literally, my advice to anybody is, if you've got the opportunity and got a mobile phone, download an app called Filmic Pro, okay? What that does is, this front-facing camera now is usually obviously degraded compared to the back one. This will turn it into 4K footage. The iPhone 7 already records in 4K from the rear-facing camera, but if you've got the app, you can edit in the app, you can check your audio in the app, it's got the audio levels I've got up now, it tells me I've run it for 8 minutes so far. It gives you all of this great information. You can check the light, you can check focus, you can, so if you want to blow the windows out to make it a white background, it'll help you do that. There's so much you can do in the app, and it literally, I mean, when I bought it, it was $7.99. They've seen the benefit from it. It's worked with some fantastic people. So people who trained me, like Victoria Gregg, who left, she was a banker, she then went into photography, she's now a videographer, she owns 4 or 5 different businesses. And it's people like that who are going into different things, and they're revolutionising what we've got. So this app now has gone so well through her use of it and other people like her that are charging double, it's like 15 quid. If you have an old mobile phone, which is what I have here, okay, and a £10 mic off Amazon, okay, you can link it to your mobile phone, you can run a clip. The wire is what people want. Everyone wants wireless. Wires are fantastic. You can hide them. It's out of shot. They won't let you down. It's out of shot, but you can press record on there, and an iPhone will give you amazingly good quality audio. Don't let anybody buy a wireless pack and a Zoom device and pack up. You literally just an old mobile phone. And then you don't have to go and worry about editing that and clipping that. You just take that away, send the audio to rev.com. They'll send your words back. You can then use that as your podcast. So if you've got a spare mobile phone, look at using that as well. But anywhere you go, even if you think it's not relevant, a lot of people think that their story's not relevant. A lot of people think I've got nothing interesting to say. I'm thinking opinion. There's a dozen people in this room who are all listening to me, and I think, well, I've got nothing interesting to say, I just do social media. What I do is I document over create, and I story tell people's journeys, people's brands. You can all do this. You just have to be consistent with it, because sometimes you get, it's boring. So today, before I came here, I took a few pictures on the way taking my daughter to school. I took a bit of video. I said, Ruby, run through the park, quick. And she ran through the park. And she was like, this is great. And then I'm like, okay, I got the bags out of the car, so video, I'm going here, I walked through here, videoed my feet, took a picture of the Thrive banner. This gent here was telling me a story about why I was Mickey Mouse. Okay, I'm going to video that. And then I'm storytelling. I'm just making it interesting. People do watch what I post. They read my content. So why would they not read anybody else's in the room? Everyone is really, really important, and everybody has a story to tell. Look at the content you're putting out, and look at where you're putting it, and who's reading, and look at the people who are liking and commenting on it. Because the idea is you really want to engage with people. So if you've got 1,000 people on Facebook or 1,000 followers on Twitter, but only 10 of them are talking to you, talk to those 10. Because would you rather have 10 people that buy off you than 1,000 people who just watch it? My sort of takeaway is, do a video everywhere you go. Take a video everywhere you go, and then literally look at banking that content and saying, okay, can I take a blog post from it? Can I pull the audio from it? Can I then make a tweet from it? Can I make a Facebook post? And just literally one piece of content, 10 minutes long, will give you all your content for the week. Just know how to do it. use Filmic Pro to video, use Rode.com to get your audio file, your blog post come through, and then I'll send you the PDF and show you how to map it out.
Right.
I hope that's been helpful. 10 minutes is a short time. I've actually ran for 13.
I want to give you a massive thank you for watching this episode of The Big Show. If you've enjoyed it, then please like it. If you know someone who'll benefit from it, then please share it with them. I would love you to subscribe to our channel.